So, okay. Team, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Hast du denn meistens internationale Leute oder mehr Deutsch oder mehr Englisch?
Stammgäste sind eigentlich immer der Team-Captain aus UK und dann halt auch einige seiner Freunde und Kollegen. Aber es ist eigentlich mal recht bunt gemischt. Jetzt müssten wir eigentlich, okay, wir haben auch schon die ersten Zuschauer. Hello everybody, good afternoon or good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
So tonight we are joined by professional sports recovery by Christine and Matt. And I'm happy about having them in our live Q&A session this evening. Because I think we have some interesting things to talk about that might help you to not only get more training into your legs, but also train more injury-free. And I mean, right now, all is about training anyway. So that's why I'm curious to talk with them soon about their recovery products. A couple of users tuned in already. Sven said already hi. Hi, Sven.
Moin, moin.
Moin.
Moin. Right, he's living in the north of Germany and just received a jet lag trainer earlier this week. Is I guess happy that he can train indoors right now training. And I think a great addition, maybe not after purchasing indoor trainer, but something to have on your radar is compression therapy. I will say a few things about our team after we've done talking, and this is why I would say we dive directly into our discussion about what you can offer and our cooperation. So basically, we got in touch through a Team Zoot member a couple of years ago, and we had not been partners, and I already purchased your recovery system from you. I got into touch with you because you offer a service, and you can correct me on this, where people can test the product for a couple of weeks, 4 weeks, and if they're happy, they can use this upfront payment of €50 as a discount for the full product. And this is how we got in touch. So we're close to each other. We're living in the same region, and Christine and Matt are in charge of professional sports recovery, and compression therapy is, I guess, in the mind of a lot of athletes at the moment, because professional athletes use it all the time, and you have been on a big expo tour when it was still possible to just show the systems on tours, and I'm optimistic that you will be back, as we will be back soon. But yes, thanks for joining us, and I'm looking forward to showcase just show your product.
Right.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
And after getting in touch, we organized some events together. We went to some expo shows, had some partner booths along each other. And also you joined us for our team days in Arras. You came over to the north of France and had a presentation about the product. Were available all day for just letting people use the product. Later on, we did a training camp in Alicante, and I took the product with me to show the product to the members who had been in Alicante. Davey will remember using the product in front of all our participants. He just laid down on the floor and was so glad that he could use the boots after a long ride in the mountains in Spain. And I guess this is where the product is really helpful. Once you get out of your training session, it's, I think, recommended to just get into the compression therapy. But what about what can you tell us about compression therapy in general related to training? You offer the compression therapy in a really specific form. It's not like it's just boots with air pressure. It's really precise method behind it, and maybe you can talk us through what's important when combining compression therapy with training.
Yeah, our compression therapy device is special, I would say, because we are the only ones on the market here in Europe right now who have trousers, not only the leg garments, like you know them from other companies, or pants, exactly. And we just try to simulate manual lymph drainage, I would say, which is important to get all the bad acid and all the fluids out of your system or out of your legs after a hard training session. So the boots pump up 12 chambers after each other, and they stimulate the muscles, or the muscle pump in particular, which are responsible for taking away the fluids to your lymph nodes and out of your system. By that, you're not that sore after your training, and you don't have that heavy legs and sore muscles afterwards if you use it. We recommend to use it 30 minutes after the practice, or also, which is good before, to just warm up your legs, your muscles, so they're not that stiff no more before you try to practice. But people do it differently. However you want it, it can't hurt.
Yeah, correct. What Christine says, it's basically when I used the system a lot when I played professional basketball in Germany. So for about 7 to 8 years, I would say 6 to 7 years, when I was first introduced with the B12 Pro, I used it almost every day. And you know, you're gonna have different days how your body feels. And I would say, like Christine said, 30 minutes will be good for your body. It's basically because all the water and all that training that happens, it just goes down into your legs. And this is the reason why the next day you're waking up and you have sore legs, or you know, you have real much pain in your legs. And that's what our recovery system does. It's a complete pant system that really just takes care of the entire lower body. I mean, we have other garments too as well. You know, we have the arm and shoulder compression garment. We have a whole complete jacket too available. But our best seller at the moment is the complete pants recovery system, because it's not like any other product on the market that has just only the legs that's taken care of. What's really important for athletes, from our feedback from athletes all over every sport category, they're saying that their hips is the most important thing that loosens up when they use our pant system. And it's 12 chambers, more chambers than pretty much any product on the market. And that's pretty much our best recommendation for an athlete that's training every day like this.
And if I remember it correctly, it's really important that it's not only some pants, but also like a complete pant system that goes over your hip, because the the drainage part of cleaning your blood and the fluids is taking place at the lymph nodes, which are placed at the hip, and that's why it's really crucial not only to have the pants that go up to your hip, but especially above your hip, in order to get this internal machine of cleaning your liquids going, right?
I can show you the pants one time. Maybe that's gonna help.
Yeah.
Do you want to show them the pants?
No, just show right here. So this, hope everybody sees it, is the pant system. So this is the garment where you hop in later. And the important thing is that the pant system goes here over your lymph nodes, but then here, right here. And it goes up to right here. So all that parts from your glutes, your hips, your lower back, everything is included in this kind of massage. Yeah. So we're going to show it to you also.
Yeah.
How to get in there, how it works, how the pump looks like, how you connect everything. So, yeah, but this is the pad.
Yeah.
It would be great to just showcase maybe the product to our not listeners, but our spectators, because I think it will become obvious once somebody's inside the pants that also the pant system covers your toes and not only half of your foot. Correct. Because if you're not covering, if and please correct me if I'm wrong. The system needs to cover the entire feet. Otherwise, if you start the compression therapy from your feet up to your hips, you would just squeeze the liquids into the front of your toes. Right.
Yeah. Correct. We can show you the foot part and everything.
Yeah, we'll show you the game changer with our foot section in our garment. That's so why everybody's foot can be completely covered. I don't know, you might see a lot of photos on the internet of people when they use compression therapy garments. Sometimes their toes are hanging out of the garment. So and that's where we come from, a medical background too. Our system is medically approved. Our garments are medically approved in Germany, all over Europe. And this is the reason why we know, because we've been dealing in the medical field the last 15 years with our manufacturing partner, has been dealing in the medical field. And they know that a correct garment to use is that your foot should be completely covered, where you can flush everything out.
Okay, that's interesting, because people should watch out for two things you've just said on trade shows. So first, if the toes are covered entirely, and B, if the system is medical approved or not.
Correct. Yeah.
They just pass by a booth and see somebody sitting in the booth in a compression therapy system which does not cover the toes.
Yeah. And on the sports market right now here, there is no other therapy system which is medically approved. So it's Normatec, the biggest competitor from the States, they have a medical approved in the States, but not in Europe or in Germany. And everything else we know here on the market is from Asia, just from distributors who buy the systems from Asia and resell it right away. And we actually, or our partner SLK, is a manufacturer, so it's a complete German engineered and manufactured system.
Oh. That's a crucial difference to just having outsourced the production to
and this
people.
Right. So we have a medical German approved and medical manufactured system in Germany, which is of course not that cheap like you would buy it in Asia from a market.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. It was an interesting comment. They said that you can take, someone commented that you can take a little nap in between sessions. That's what's really awesome about our pump. I'm glad that was a great comment. I'm glad they brought that up, is because our pump is so quiet as other pumps on the market, is that I'm able to sleep while I'm in the session, and it's smart technology that the system turns itself off after 30 minutes, after 15 minutes, whatever time you set it on. It'll turn itself off and deflate automatically, so you can actually sleep while you recover in our system. So you're kind of getting best of both worlds.
Oh, that's interesting, because I guess everybody is aware of sleep being a really decisive factor in your training. And even if it's just a nap, it's still sleeping and getting in some recovery. And this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in this discussion here.
Correct. Actually, I can show actually.
Should we just start with getting in there and show the...
That would be great. Yeah, please.
Correct.
I just gotta check how it works with the camera.
Yeah, we gotta have one cameraman, and then we're probably always gonna switch.
Yeah. It will be fine, I guess.
Right.
Okay, Manuel, weißt du, wie man die Kamera auf Front schaltet? Geht das überhaupt?
Ja, sollte wenn das ein Telefon ist.
Okay. Nope, you turned it off. Nee, das ist seine iPad.
Okay. I haven't checked this.
Good camera. I got it.
That's great. Perfect.
I think. Yeah, works, right? Okay, then I can film it better.
All right. So first, we can start with the pump. It's good housing, small housing. The pump is smart technology. There's a small micro compressor inside. A small, I would say something like how your phone will work. So smart technology inside of the pump. So everything's run digitally. What's the key point of what I was just saying on why it's really quiet is these little these little markers on the bottom of the device. This is the reason why you don't hear any vibration or anything. So when you set it down on something, it's very quiet when it's running.
You can plug it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug it in now. So on the back, it's easy to plug in. You just have a small, almost like a modem, old school computer. Plug it in the back, and here's the on and off switch. So once you turn it on, it'll load itself up. Everything's collaborating right now inside of the small little computer inside. You know, these are previous settings that's already set before. We have a 15-second deflation time, and it's set at 45 seconds on inflation at the moment.
Which is also maybe interesting to know to the setups in the display. We can change it to 8 different languages. So they're already pre-programmed in there. So English, Spanish, French, Dutch, and others we can set in there. So no problem. If you're not German, we can change it.
Yeah, and after the...
Yeah?
Sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, after the device has made all its system checks inside, checked all the settings, it will blink on the top of the device, letting you know that the device is ready to be played. So all you do when it's ready, you just hit play when it's ready, and then it'll start to run on its own. We have a small knob here where you can always change the pressure, and you can go as high as up to 80 millimeter. Millimeter mercury, sorry. But you can go all the way down to 15. We recommend for our athletes that are, training every day, or depending on how their body feels, I think the athletes should always start around 50 and then kind of gradually work your way up. And like I said, it always depends on that person's body and how they're feeling that day. They might need more pressure. But we always recommend to stay between 50 and 60. You will feel it. I have some athletes that use it on 80. I have some athletes that use it on, 65. But like I said, it depends on how you're feeling on that day. If you have an injury of some sort, then you're always going to go take the pressure down and start the pressure at 30 and then work your way up. It should never be any pain when you're inside of our system. So should we show them how to connect?
Yeah, we connect the tubes now. So the tubes are connected between the pump and the garment.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to say, here's the time key here. So how you would set your time always, you just tap the time. And like I said, you could set it for 15 minutes to up to 30 minutes, up to 1 hour. We recommend always 30 minutes per session. That's the minimum amount of recovery you will need for the best results.
That makes sense. Yeah. And if I remember it from your demonstrations in France, in Arras, you made it clear that it's not always the best idea to go for the highest pressure as possible, because you already get those results in if it's, I don't want to say just, but if it's around 50 or 60. So it's not like the more the better.
No, the important thing is that it doesn't hurt, because the lymph system is really, really sensitive. So too much pressure can actually only damage something. So in our system, it's secure. It's proven that it can't damage anything, even with 80 millimeter mercury. But there are a lot of systems on the market also where the display shows 250 millimeter mercury, for example, which is impossible, because we also checked how the pressure differences are between ours showing 80 and theirs showing 250. And it's almost the same pressure. So the display on other devices show what kind of pressure comes out of the pump, but not the pressure that comes actually to your leg in the garment.
And which is the most interesting part about it, right?
Exactly, because our pressure in the device shows what actually comes to your legs.
Okay,
which
understand.
is the most important thing. So there are our tubes for the air.
Silicone tubes, they're very strong silicone tubes. They cannot be penetrated or bent. The reason why they're just so big is because a lot of air has to be pumped into these 12-chamber pants garments, and because they're so big like this, the air will flow in there a lot quicker, so your pants will inflate a lot quicker. And also with deflation too, it would deflate a lot faster.
Like you see, we have one black side and one white side, so you can do anything wrong, because on the other part, on the trouser, you also have black and white. So you plug in white and black and black. If you don't,
That's pretty straightforward. Once done, it's really easy to just do again and do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also here on the side, you see these two knobs here,
Yeah.
and on the other side, it's a straight surface, so you cannot put them in wrong either.
Right.
Yep.
I had one customer, he actually did it, I don't know how, and the trouser pumped up from the top to the bottom, which was interesting.
Okay. Which doesn't have to do with lymph drainage at all, but okay.
No. He called me too. Is that correct? And I said, no. What did you do?
Interesting.
Also here, this little clamps you see, there to secure that there's no air leakage. So that was one side, and then the other part is of course the other leg, because we have left and right.
Yep. So this is just the same way as on the other side, and then it's only connecting the other sides to the machine, I guess, to the pump.
Correct. And
And
here,
you always hear the sound when it clicks when they come together, right?
yeah. And now here you see we also have a kind of cap here. This is, for example, if you would use one side of a shoulder arm garment, then you can put this on here, and then you only have air on one side. But now we have the trouser, and we need both inputs right here.
What's important is also the same here. It's like a puzzle. You want to match this side on the same at the top here. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So,
And also it says right there that all four corners have to connect in order to have no air leakage. And you also hear the click, and then you just check if all four corners are correctly in there.
Got it.
Good. Now the other side.
other side. I should have started from bottom to top.
So that's it. Let me just place it right there, right here. I can turn it on and you can get in the system. Just put it on the bottom.
I think if you're jumping into the boots, I would just show our members the team store, so where they can find information about your about the B12 Pro recovery system. So
Yeah, just let us know when you're done so we can show the foot part in the garment.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right now everybody should be able to see the team store. That's the page you can see when you're logged into your team account. And as always, I'm using Matthias Holt's account as a demo account because I can easily remember his email address, Feldreiter. And this is how it looks like when you log in as a member. And you can find the information about the team price, the price they offer us for the B12 Pro system here. And also more information about the system and brochure as well. The price for it is usually 1,800 euros without tax. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And the team price is $999 without tax. So that's roughly a discount of 45% for us members.
Actually, the price is higher. It's 1,975 net without taxes.
Okay, great. Okay. But the team price is still the same. It's $999.
Correct.
without taxes.
Yep.
So you can always come back to this page and check out the details. And of course, you can also go to peacerecovery.com in order to see the system and more pictures and explanations about the system. But I think, Matt, you are almost ready to show the system. I will go back to the dual screen mode. Right.
Yeah. Right.
And I think now we can see what we have been talking about in the beginning, that your toes are entirely covered by the system.
Which is also interesting here. You see this Velcro. So depending on how tall you are, you can put this Velcro up and down. So you can adjust it to your height.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one fits all. It's up to 2.20 meters.
So yeah, 150 to
150 approximately to 220. So, but if you use it only by yourself at home, you just adjust it one time and then leave it like it is.
Yep.
And then this foot part. It's always important that your heel is all in there, just like a shoe. And as you can see, it's important that no toes are coming out.
Which could happen if you just don't take care of your ankle being in the right position in the foot. Right?
Correct. And my father has shoe size 49, which I think is pretty big, and he fits in there with no problems.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So first you want to zip the foot portion first, and then you want to zip the outside of the pants garment.
Okay, perfect.
Anyone can do this on the couch or in the bed. We recommend always to lay down on the couch someplace, or even in bed.
You should always try to lay straight.
Yeah.
In order not to have some kind of, how you say that? Pinch for your lymph nodes. So the flow is guaranteed when you lay down.
Okay, that makes sense. What I can just say from a personal experience is that you need to make sure that you have all the things in your reach that you want to use within 30 or whatever you want to make, how long you want to make this session. Yep.
Correct.
Okay, can you lay down now?
Yeah.
And just pull it up behind you a little bit. So you can see for his legs right now it's perfect.
Yep.
And then we go to the pump.
Check the pressure.
Matt is going to show this right now. I always put the pump right next to me on the couch.
Yeah, it's always
so
on the couch. Either on the couch someplace where you can reach it. Like Manuel said, if someone's at the door, you can always press pause and get out of the system. That's no problem.
Now we just turn it on, the blue blinking button.
I'm going to set my pressure to 55, and then
you
start it up.
see in the display the 12 chambers, and you see exactly where it pumps the air in right now. And the reach.
But you can't hear the pump pumping, right?
Bitte? Sorry?
But you can't hear the pump pumping. It's really quiet.
Do you hear it? I'm right next to it with the microphone right now. Very little.
Correct.
So it's just like we say, the noise is comparable to a fridge.
A whisper.
A whisper. And which is also interesting, when it reaches the pressure, the pump turns off just like a fridge when it arrives the temperature. And then for the next chambers, it turns back on. So we have a really long life of the pump, guaranteed, because it always turns off. Oh, I see a question
here. It's very interesting because, sorry to interrupt you, but as I said, we came in touch, and I think it's okay for us to say this, or for me to say this, because when we got in touch, I got a previous version, which is white. Yeah. And this you could actually hear a little bit of noise, but this is obviously a revision of it, and which is super silent, which is why I'm really surprised and should consider getting this one.
Yeah, we can exchange yours. But yours is, I think, like 2 or 3 years old already.
Could be, or something even older.
Like that. Yeah, it's a little older. And now you can see also. Oh, the question here. Can I
Yes,
still
right.
wear pants and socks? Yes, you can.
Yeah, I have my sweats on. I have my socks on. You can wear your pants and your socks. It's no problem.
Just make sure that you don't have any, what is it, nicks?
Yeah.
How you say that, Matt?
Wrinkles.
Wrinkles in your clothing, because if the pressure is high, then first of all you see the stripes after, and it could be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
But you can already see the chambers filling up with air and getting really tight.
Right.
Correct. You see that here. So till here you have the air in there right now, which is also showing you on the compressor where it pumps. And this was a completely new trouser, so it takes a little longer right now to fill it up because the trouser holds 180 liters of air.
Yeah. So around 2 to 3 minutes before the pants is completely full with air. So don't get too nervous when you start your system and think it's not working. That's because it's, like Christine says, it's going to take 2 to 3 minutes for 180 liters of air.
Oh, that's quite a lot. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's a big trouser too.
Yeah, true. Right. Especially the chambers up number 11 or 12 are really huge compared to the toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and if you are on a couch or something, then you can lift up your back a little bit so you're comfortable. Just put a cushion in your back. This chair we have in here right now, or this bench, is not perfect for the treatment, but I think for showing you right here is good.
If you go on our PSR Instagram site or our Facebook site, we always make sure we put photos up of the correct way to lay down in your garments. So you can always check it out there.
And I just want to point out one fact we just discussed or touched on briefly in the introduction. You do not only use the pants after training, but also for injury prevention. When I remember it correct, Matt, you told us a story in Arras, in north of France, about you being injured in your professional sports career and using the PSR recovery boots as therapy and as something to prevent injury in future training sessions, right?
Yeah, correct. Like every athlete, you know, before you go to bed, it's always good to use this system. You had a long day of training, and then when I wake up in the morning, I had to go to training also in the morning too as well. So you guys have times where you get up in the morning and you go running too. So it's always good if you have time before you go run, is to use the system from 30 minutes to 45 minutes. We recommend 30 minutes is enough. And then you can go on your run afterwards, because you still want to loosen up and still drain all the bad fluid that's in your legs from you sleeping the entire night.
Okay. And I think Manuel, what you mentioned was Matt had one injury in his career, and that was a foot injury. So he had this really small operation there, but of course after every operation or injury you always have liquid in the part where the injury is. And he used also not the trouser after the surgery, but the leg garments. And he was able to go back on the court. I think it was 2 weeks, right, after surgery.
Yeah, 3.
3 weeks, because once the swelling is gone, the healing process can work. Because if you have bad liquid around a wound or an injury, it's hard for the body in this area to heal. So it's always important to get all the bad liquid, the wound liquid, out of this area. And therefore, this therapy device is good. Besides, of course, physical therapy, physical manual lymph drainage and everything, but this is for home use to get better and faster back to your sport.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for summarizing this. Everybody should know that they could make use of this 4 weeks test period, right?
Yeah. So 4-week test period means it costs 79 euros plus tax, 79 plus tax. And you can try it at home for 4 weeks. And after, if you say, yes, I'm interested to buy it, then we also deduct that cost from the purchase price. If not, then you have to send the system back to us on your own cost. And those 79 euros are used for cleaning the system, to check the system, to restore the system, and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, especially right now, it's more than clear that those things need to be really cleaned thoroughly. And how would they be able to make use of this offer? Do they just use the contact form on your page? Do they send you an email, or what should they do?
Maybe it's best to send an email to info@psrecovery.com or on the website. And yeah, if you're a Zoot member, just tell us that you're a Zoot member. So you, of course, get the same price like on the Zoot page. And that 4-week trial is not a problem. You just have to check, depending on where you are, on the delivery costs. In Germany, we deliver free, but everything outside of Germany is delivery cost. And what I have to say, we have big troubles right now with UK to deliver to UK. Since they're not in the European Union no more. We had 3 packages going without no problems, and right now we have 2 packages hold in customs. So we never know what's going to happen. We do all the custom papers from our side, no problem, but we can't guarantee that it's coming fast or coming through customs at all.
We had the same discussion already in some earlier sessions here, because we are about to set the team gear out late February, early March. And this is what I wanted to say after we've done talking. We have the same issues with our team gear and shipping orders in general to UK, so that's something we are aware of as well. And I think
coupon code. We'll give Zoot the coupon code too. Also.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Manuel, what we can do is also for the web shop, we make a special coupon code for the Zoot members. So the price is automatically set in the system, so they only have to put it in there.
Okay, I would say we send out an email after we finish. I mean, not after we finish right now, but maybe tomorrow or the days after, with summing up all the information you just presented and also the email address and the coupon code.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say, so right now you set the system to, I guess, 55 or 60?
Correct. The time is now 30 minutes, which is a long time right now, and the pressure is on 55. So during therapy, you can always change all the settings here, and you see 55 is the set pressure, and it reaches now. Now the chambers are changing, so it pumps in the neck chamber. So of course the pressure is going high right now. And once it's reached, you can also hear, I don't know if you hear it because it's really not that noisy, but it just turned off. So you don't hear anything at all no more because it reaches the pressure. And once the next pressure, the next chamber is going to be filled, it turns on again. Right now it's turning on again.
Show my lower back.
That's great. I would say thanks for the demonstration. I think how the system works got clear, and
I turn it off, okay?
Sure.
So you just hit the button, it turns off. It just said,
Here,
please wait a little bit, because you shouldn't open the zippers under full pressure. So, but this is already good, and then you just get out of the system. That's it.
Thank you so much for the demonstration and jumping into the pants. I would say we answered a lot of questions, and if people are going to watch the video afterwards in our stream, in our Facebook group, they can get a lot of information about the B12 Pro system. As said, we would share the information just mentioned in an email later on, and we'll say thank you for joining us and for your time especially, and I hope that some people can make use of compression therapy in their next full season they are about to enter.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Thanks for having us. This was fun. We have to do more digital. We have to do more digital expos. I miss the exhibitions. So we have to do more.
Indeed, especially as Challenge Roth was just postponed into September. I think this is one way of I don't want to say educate, but share your information you have to share. And I think therapy, and everybody will agree, recovery is a big part and an important part of the training process.
Yeah,
correct.
Perfect. Christine, Matt, thank you so much.
All right.
Bye, everybody. We will talk next time about Team Zoot and what is going to happen with your team gear. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.